Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome back to another, whatever we're calling these. Show me mysteries, ghostly gabs. I don't know.
Whatever. Whatever. It's
Whatever,
been a little
whatever.
bit.
Yeah, whatever we're
We're just
calling
glad to
these.
be here.
Yes, yes, we are. We appreciate you joining us on this very cold Wednesday evening. Um, Tonight, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about um, mysteries that happened in the winter time, right? And I'm just going to say straight off the bat, it's been a rough few weeks for Michelle and I.
For
So
different reasons.
we're going to do the best we can. I don't know how it's going to turn out. Let me see if I can get the chat up because I see we do have people on. If you will say hello to us in the chat so we know who's with us. But yeah, we've had a rough little bit here. So we're looking rough, we're feeling rough, but we're here. We're here, and
Absolutely.
we are going to talk about winter mysteries. One winter mystery, anyway. Um,
Well, we already gave them one a couple of months ago.
yeah, we did give them one a couple
So,
months ago. So anyway, hey
hey,
Linda,
Linda.
glad to see you. So I want to say thank you to you all again. Um,
Hey, Bev.
for logging on and hanging out with us on a Wednesday night.
Wednesday.
It is very cold here in Missouri. Hence the hoodie, which y'all have never seen me in a hoodie before. It is the Just Say Boo hoodie. So, if you got some extra cash for Christmas, you might want to buy one. They're pretty warm. They feel good. So, the Abyss Paranormal Group has joined us. Glad that you have logged on. As I was saying before, it's been a rough month or two for me and Michelle, so we're looking a little rough. Um, I want to say thanks to our military, of course, like I always do, and to our men and women in blue. Y'all know without you and what you do for us, there's no way we could be here on a Wednesday night talking about things that, in the scheme of things, really don't matter, right?
Right.
So, yeah, it really doesn't matter. I think it's like 3 degrees here. Um, I don't know. I know Linda in Cincinnati, y'all got a bunch of snow. I don't know how cold it is there. Our Abyss people, I'm not quite sure where you are, but it's cold like everywhere. Everywhere. Do we have babies?
We do. They just came up from their bath.
Okay, the babies are going to say hello really quick, and then we're
Oh,
going to get on with our stuff.
all right. Baby's got to say hello because I got to give me good hugs and kisses tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one. Can you wave hi? All right. Oh, there we go. And then
The
we got
joys
the
of
other.
having young grandchildren. Oh, there's
Yes.
another one. She's looking a little
Mm,
rough, just kind of like us. So that's good.
yes. Yes. Can you say hi? All right. You guys,
All
good night.
right, nighty night. So
Okay. Sorry about that.
I appreciate y'all sharing us out for folks that might be interested in what we're going to talk about tonight. And again, we're going to talk about a winter mystery. We were going to talk about a couple of winter mysteries, but with everything going on, we didn't quite get that together. So we're going to give you one. But I do want to wish everyone a happy new year. We are rolling into 2025. If you saw our little video, our little winter or Christmas video, we didn't investigate as much as we wanted to last year. There was a whole lot of things going on. But I think for the most part, we've got all of our personal crap together. Um, all of our health issues are together. We've had some serious health issues in the team, but
Mhm.
all of that is coming together. So we'll be investigating much more than we have in the past. Our Abyss folks, if you know of any really cool places to investigate, we are open to any suggestions.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we want to try to stay kind of in the Midwest this year. We don't want to go too far east. We've spent a lot of time in the east. We spent a lot of time in the west. So we kind of want to stay here if we can, stay a little bit closer. Um, I hope you all got great Christmas presents. Did you? Did you get great Christmas presents?
Oh, yes.
Yes, yes. I did too. I got a ton of books, and I want to share this with you, which is a little odd because I don't normally do this, but I got this book. It's called Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. It is a fictional book, but if you like thrillers and mysteries, I absolutely could not put this down. I've already read it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So if you like nonfiction thrillers, I'm just going to suggest this to you. I don't know how I don't know how this ended up on my book list, but I'm glad that it did. Okay, what are we forgetting this early in the game before we get into what we're going to talk about?
Well, you already talked about the schedule, and you already thanked our military and law
Okay, because I'm
enforcement.
working without notes today,
Um,
folks. So tells you,
yeah,
that tells you
so
what kind of shape we're in. I'm working without notes.
I think we're good so far. You already talked about merchandise a little bit, just gave a little
Yes,
teaser.
yes. Okay.
I think we're good. I think we're good
All
to
right.
go.
So the mystery that I came up with, the winter mystery that I came up with, which was something I have never heard of ever before. And this is completely new to Michelle, so we'll see what kind of thoughts she has. And for those of you in the chat, put your questions in there too. Linda, I will get to the social media before I wrap up today.
At the
Yeah,
end.
towards the end.
Yep. We do
Or
social media
that's
at the end.
kind of the plan, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, what I found out, and this kind of struck a chord with me because I found a strange footprint in the snow in 2015, I believe, and I took pictures of it and I'll show it to you. But the devil's footprints actually showed up in England in February of 1855. Now, have any of y'all heard of the devil's footprints? Because I had not.
I have
Yeah, I
not.
had not. I had not heard of it. The footprints showed up in South Devon, and I don't know England at all. Michelle, you might know a little bit more. But
It's been a while.
they showed up in the South Devon area of England. And they had a heavy snowfall on the evening of February. Let me get I do have notes on this, so I don't get it all screwed up. Yeah, so I don't
Oh,
know.
Peter, you
Well, I
fibbed.
do have it on the because otherwise, I'll get it all screwed up. So on the night of February 8th into the 9th of 1855, and for 2 nights after that, England got this heavy snowfall. And after this heavy snowfall, people saw a series of what they called hoof-like prints. Now, I do have a picture of it, so let me see if I can get that up here, which in itself might be a whole new thing. Oh, look.
Maybe.
Um, huh. Oh, okay.
Oh, there we
That's
go.
my footprint. I don't want
Oh.
that up there.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm not going to be able to show you I don't know why it's not showing. Give me just one moment. Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing. Okay. There we go. Anyway, there were a series of footprints. And of course, in 1855, they didn't have photography for the newspapers. So they drew it out and it kind of looks like a horseshoe to me. And they're horseshoes, but they're in like a solid line, right? It's not like there's a horseshoe here and then one, like they're offset. It's not like that.
Right, right.
And They measured 4 inches long, 3 inches across, and they were from 18 to 16 inches separation. Okay. Which is a pretty big
Sorry, I'm
stride.
playing.
Yeah. Let's not
You
do
keep
that.
talking. Okay.
Um, they went on for 160 miles.
That's a long time.
That's a hike. That's a hike. They were single file. If you picture a horseshoe, that's kind of what they look like. They were a horseshoe. And they went on, I'm sorry, for 100 miles, not 140. They went on for 100 miles. Now, the snow was so deep that the hoof prints went up over like the roofs of houses. They went up over the haystacks and they went over whatever obstacle was in their way, right? They didn't go around anything, they went over, which I
That's
thought
odd.
was really, isn't that crazy? It says that they appeared on the tops of snow covered roofs and high walls, as well as leading up to and exiting drain pipes, which is really, I think, bizarre. So there was an article in the May 26th, 1855 issue of Bell's Life in Sydney that talked about these footprints. So, whatever they were, people saw them enough for them to like show up in the paper, right?
Hmm.
And it said that they went from, and again, I don't know my English countryside. They
It's at
went
the
from,
southern. It's at the southern part
yeah, they
where
went from
Devon.
Devon. They went from Devon to Lincolnshire, 100 miles. Now, there is little direct evidence of it because obviously there were no photographs, but they did, um, like I said, they made this drawing, which I can't show because something is happening here. And there were several articles in different papers about it. So people were reporting it all over the countryside. Now, the only known documents about it, or the earliest documents, I should say, was they found them in 1950. And this was a collection of papers that belonged to Henry Ellicombe, who was the vicar of Clist St. George during the 1850s. Right? So he's with the church, and he apparently received letters from his friends and from others talking about these footprints.
Okay.
Okay. Now, there are several theories as to what these footprints might be besides paranormal. The skeptics of the time said that there was no possible way whatever it was could have gone for 100 miles, right? Which, if it's paranormal, who knows? Or if it's an
So,
alien or a
well,
Bigfoot, Bev, if it's a Bigfoot.
well, the interesting thing is that back then there was no wind or anything to get rid of any of the footprints, so they knew it was 100 miles.
Uh-huh. They tracked them.
And you said they were how far apart? 18 inches, 16 inches?
8 to 16 inches, I think. Let me just double check. They were 8 to,
Because
yeah,
that's a
8
big,
to 16 inches.
yeah, that's a big
So the
discrepancy.
Yeah, so the strides weren't the same,
Yeah,
right? Which,
because let's see, for people, random fact, we usually have a stride of about, depending on our height, 11 and 3/4 inches.
right? But if you are out and about in the snow, and I'm speaking for myself, my strides aren't the same. If I can if I can take
especially deep
larger
snow.
strides, I do. Sometimes I have to like penguin walk depending on where I'm at, so my strides are closer together.
Right.
So,
And that's a good point, Liz, about the Native Americans when they trekked.
yeah. So anyway, that's what the skeptics started out saying, is that there's no way that anything could have traveled 100 miles, right? Now, they also came up with folks of the time also came up with different reasons for these hoof prints. One of them they thought was a balloon. Now, this is crazy. I mean, this is something crazy people would say today.
So
Yeah,
we'd be the ones saying this. Okay, got it, got it.
yeah, so I'm going to be the crazy person to say it. One of the theories was that it was an experimental balloon released by the Devonport dockyard that left the mysterious tracks because it was trailing two shackles at the end of its mooring ropes.
No.
Now, the fellow that came up with this, Jeffrey Household, said that his source was Major Carter, whose grandfather worked at the Davenport at the time, right? So
So
it's
my best friend's cousin's brother.
yeah, yeah. So
Okay,
it's a
okay,
friend
got
of
it.
a friend's sister's uncle. Yeah. And he claims, this Major Carter claims, that the incident was covered up because the balloon wrecked a number of conservatories, greenhouses, and windows before it finally fell.
Okay, so
Ex-
let's ponder this a
except
second.
that,
Okay.
except that there are no reports of any conservatories, greenhouses, or windows being broken.
And it walked over everything else, the hay bales and everything else.
Yeah, but it broke all of that stuff. So anyway, that's one of the theories. One of the
Okay.
theories. Now, the skeptics on that theory say that the balloon would not have traveled in such a zigzaggy pattern. I don't know how a balloon would travel. But did
Depends
they
on the
even
wind
have
current.
balloons? Did they even have balloons in 1855? I don't know. The other theory, I don't know. Does anybody know if there
Here.
were balloons? I don't know. The other theory that was advanced was that it was hopping mice. Okay? Hopping
For
mice
100 miles?
on rooftops, on hay bales. Yes. The print that was left behind, they say, resembles that of a wood mouse.
Okay,
Now,
well, here's the answer to your question, real quick, about your balloon. Latex balloons were created in 1847.
good to know. So
There
we've
you go.
learned that it could be a balloon.
It could have been a balloon.
It could have been a balloon with these
Dragging something
moorings,
along in a perfect
dragging it along.
line. All
Could have
right,
been.
got it. Got it.
It, yes, it could have been, but there were no like skid marks. They were like
Yeah.
perfect imprints. Okay. So, okay. So here we go. Now, I don't know about you all, but Michelle and I, we live in the woods. Not together, but we
No,
live on acreage. We have mice in the yard, right? I have never seen a horseshoe shaped 4-inch long mouse print, because if I
that's a
do
big
see
ass
something like
mouse.
that, yeah, if I see something like that, I'm going to be gone, folks. If we got mice like that, I'm gone. Okay, I'm just going to say. But anyway, that was one of the theories too, that it was a wood mouse.
Wow.
Yes.
But wait a minute, even still, how can you have this little wood mouse or big wood mouse and it be in a straight line? They're doing this. All I can think of is a slinky. A slinky went 100 miles. That's what I got.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. None of the rodents around my place ever go in a straight line. You know, although I don't know that it was necessarily the the prints were straight, but it could have zigzagged. You know what I mean? It could have zigzagged.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, my rodents do not do that. So now, in March of 1855, in the Illustrated London News, Tom Fox, who was a brewer, which should tell you something, right?
Cheers.
You've got
Cheers.
it, and a brickmaker submitted illustrations of rodent tracks in varying snow depths, as well as a diagram for how rodents' hind and forelimbs could create the hoofed shaped prints. Now, I have not seen those. I have not seen those illustrations. I don't know. But like I said, from my own experience living in the woods, I've never seen anything like that.
But they have little toes.
Yes, they do. And this, and I'm really kind of sad I can't show you the diagram. They look literally just like a horseshoe. That's it. They look like a horseshoe. You're going to keep screwing with it, aren't you?
I was going to try this button. I haven't tried this one yet. Dang it. Okay.
Okay. The other thing.
How do I get rid of it now?
Remove. The
Okay,
other
got it.
thing that the other theory was that it was a kangaroo.
In the UK?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
He'd be a little cold, a little out of his element. And where's his tail mark?
Again, in the 1855 Illustrated London News, the Reverend G.M. Musgrave wrote that a few days after these reports, it was reported that a couple of kangaroos escaped from a private menagerie. Right? So somebody in the UK had a couple of kangaroos.
Okay. So many questions. So many questions. So were these miniature kangaroos? If their feet were only 4 inches? Because don't they have like paddle feet? I mean, don't they have, I shouldn't say paddle feet.
Liz knows their feet are huge and not horseshoe shaped. Okay, there's somebody that knows a kangaroo.
Well,
I've never seen a kangaroo with horseshoe shaped feet.
No.
They're long.
Yes.
But anyway, that's one of the theories.
Again, where's their tail mark? Because they use their tail to balance when they walk and hop. And they won't be in one straight line.
I'm just telling you the theory, sister.
Okay, fine. You should see the look I'm getting from my son, though.
I'm sure Matthew's wondering what the hell.
He can't hear anything because I have the headphones on.
Okay, that's true. They don't hop linear.
They don't.
So the next theory was
these are
that they
like
were
today's news.
They were badgers.
Badgers.
Now, I don't know anything about badgers. I don't know if any of you all know anything about badgers. But again, in the Illustrated London News, Richard Owen stated that theory, that it was from a badger and that it leaves a footprint larger than would be supposed for its size. The number of footprints, he suggested, was indicative of the activity of several animals, because it is improbable that one badger would be awake and hungry at that time. So apparently they hibernate.
Yes. And they too have little toes and little claws. And if you look it up, you can see they don't make horseshoes. Yeah. Toes, short, cannot climb houses.
Yeah.
Cannot leap buildings in a single bound.
Yes. So, okay, now what makes this even more interesting, besides these crazy theories, which are crazy theories, is that there were similar footprints in other parts of the world. that also went over things. One of them was reported 15 years earlier.
Well, it wouldn't have been the balloon then.
No, no. And it was in the high mountains of Scotland. Okay. And what they said about that, the
Okay,
one in
sorry.
Scotland,
I was
was
you can't see it.
I can't see it.
Nope. I was trying. I was trying, Bev. I was trying. She suggested maybe taking a picture of it and oh wait.
Oh, wait, there it is. Hold it right there, Michelle. Don't move it. That's what the footprints look like. They look like horseshoes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks,
All
Shell.
right. Good idea, Bev.
So, again, they were recorded in Scotland 15 years earlier, right? And at that time, the folks there said that they resemble it's an exact resemblance of that same footprint, except that the sole seems a little bit longer and not quite as round. But no one has had the good fortune as of yet to catch a glimpse of the creature making these footsteps. Okay. So that was 15 years earlier in Scotland. And then this is what really caught my attention.
Oh gosh.
A correspondent in 1855 said that in Sand Hill on the border of Galicia, which I'm not even sure where that is, I think it's in Poland, they see the tracks, or they had seen the tracks in the snow every year. And they attribute it to supernatural influences.
Okay.
All right. So I thought that was pretty bizarre
Sorry, I'm
because
trying to see where this is at.
what,
Go ahead.
Galatia?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's in Poland.
Okay. We'll
So
go with that.
I I found this story particularly intriguing because, like I said, in 2015 we had a huge snow here in Missouri. It was huge,
Mhm.
and I found tracks in my yard out by my barn that I had never seen before. And I took a picture of it, of one of them, because I thought Chuck will surely know what this is because he knows every animal that's on this place, right? So let me show you all that. It's only one footprint, but you see the print, right? It almost looks like a deer track, except there's no toes to it. If you've ever seen deer tracks in the snow, they're so heavy that when they come down, you can actually see their digits, right? It is also huge.
I was like,
You
that's
see it
very large.
you see it next to my foot there. And while I don't have boat feet, you know, you can see how large it is. Now, these tracks were also in a complete straight line. There was no you kinda see there next to my foot where I kinda scuffed the snow a little bit before I put my foot down?
Yeah.
There's no scuffing. It's like they come straight down. Bev thinks it's an elk. I've never s we do have elk in Missouri, but they're down south. I've never seen one wandering my property,
Yeah, but
but
even
it
their prints aren't that big.
but it could be. I don't know. But anyway, that's what got me thinking about this because I saw these tracks. They too were, like I said, they were in a straight line. They weren't like offset like legs. I don't know what it was. I have no idea. I've never seen it before that, and I've never seen those tracks since then on this property. Hey, Sheila. But I would think, well, I would think if it was a rabbit, there'd be a little scuffing and they wouldn't be in a straight line. But again, I don't know. I just saw this then and I thought that's really odd. I've never seen these tracks before. So
Now, how many of them did you say? I thought you said there was just the one print, or did you just take a picture of the one
I
print?
just took a picture of the one. They actually they came down the driveway and around the barn.
Okay.
So there were several of them.
Hmm. Weird.
Oops. Oops. I don't want that. How do I get that gone? Holy moly. Ah. Oh, it's been a
Gotcha.
rough
Don't
one.
worry.
It's been a rough one, ladies and gentlemen. So, anyway, that is our winter mystery story. Look it up if you so choose, called The Devil's Footprints, 1855. And you can check it out for yourself. See the
Hey, there's a
diagram.
question.
Oh, how
And are
far
you
apart were they?
the ones at your place? Because you told us how far apart the Devil's
The
Footprints
ones at
were.
my place were like a stride apart, like a walking stride. So what is that? About 3 feet, 2.5, 3 feet?
It should be about
Yeah,
a foot or
it's about yeah, it was my stride, about 2.5, 3 feet.
that's a
And they
very
just
large
came
stride.
yeah, it was a big stride. They came down the driveway and around the barn, and then there was like no more of them. Whatever it was just disappeared into thin air.
Hmm.
So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a large deer. I've never seen deer tracks like that. Maybe it's a rabbit. I don't know.
I was like, you have some pretty good sized deer there, but I don't think they're that big.
Yeah. Well, and I see their tracks all the time. I mean, they're out in the snow right now.
Yeah.
And you can tell because they're so heavy, they kind of mush down and you can see their digits. This you couldn't see any digits. They were just holes, 2 in the front and 1 in the back. And it's just kind of weird. But anyway, that's the reason I chose this particular story to share with you all, because I have something supernatural happening at my place too. So anyway, folks, that's what we've got for this evening. Michelle is going to throw up our social media, so I don't forget that. Y'all know how to find us anyway, but you can connect with us on Facebook. You can come to the website. You can go to YouTube, Rumble. Here, it doesn't matter. You can see the consternation
Let's see.
on Michelle's face. They've done an update on our
Yeah.
restream. So everything is like in a different place.
Moved. Oh,
I
there it is.
got it.
Got it. Found it.
Got it. Okay.
I got it. Beat ya. Haha.
Yeah. So everything's in a different place. But anyway, that's how you can find us. We're Midwest Ghost Hunters everywhere. Ghost Hunters with an S. Because I got a little excited the other day because, sometimes I watch the side eye guy who I think is hysterical. He is always debunking paranormal stuff, right? Some of these teams that go out and they fake what they find, or sometimes they just don't realize that what they're finding is not paranormal. Okay, Michelle, you can take that down if you will. I think everybody's
Yep.
got it. Yep.
Yep.
I was watching the side eye guy, and on the title of one of his, he said Midwest Ghost Hunter, and I thought, holy crap, he's pulled us up. But it wasn't us. It's the guy Ian, because he doesn't have an S on his name. So
Gotcha.
yeah, so we're ghost hunters. He is ghost hunter. Well, maybe we have a single-legged rabbit.
A
I don't
tripod.
know. I don't know. but I haven't seen him since, or her. I've only seen it the one time in the wintertime. Maybe it doesn't come out in the wintertime anymore. I don't know. Um, but anyway, I wanted to tell you about the side eye guy because I got excited. I thought we were going to be profiled, and it's like, oh, I want to see what he has to say because we don't make stuff up.
Right.
But it wasn't us. I was disappointed. Okay, we're putting together our 2025 schedule. We're going to go to some old favorites, and then we're looking for some new favorites. So our friends over at Abyss, if you have some places here in the Midwest that you've checked out that are worth checking out, I'd appreciate it if you'd share that with us. We are all over the country. Michelle and I are in mid-Missouri. We've got teammates in Iowa. We've got teammates in Cincinnati and Detroit. Becky's out over in Las Vegas. So we're everywhere. However, I'm kind of, what's the word I'm looking for, Michelle? They don't go anywhere without me.
Selective.
I wouldn't say selective. They're not going without me. So
Yeah,
whether,
well, you're the leader and you've got the equipment, so we
I
kind of
got it
need
all.
you.
Yeah, I got it all. So I got to give. But if we go to the east side, we pick up our Detroit and Cincinnati people. If we go to the west, we pick up Las Vegas. Here in the Midwest, we pick up our Iowa friends. Although Dawn and Christy, they go with us everywhere. They're just like, you know what? Have luggage, we'll travel.
Yes.
So,
Yes, we're very close there, Liz. We're very close.
yeah. Yeah. I can't tell you exactly where because somebody might come to my house. But yeah, we're pretty
Yes, I
close.
finally broke you of that.
We're right in mid-Missouri. Michelle and I are anyway, and Melissa too. She's here with us. But anyway, we're getting our 2025 schedule together. I want to go back to Edinburgh. We've been there 3 times. I want to go back. I don't know why it's calling to me, but we're going to go back to Edinburgh. I want to go to Trans-Allegheny. I want to go back there because we did go there, as some of you know, Valentine's Day 2014, 2016, colder than crap. All of our equipment got so cold it didn't work. But we had a fabulous time. But I'd like to go back when it's not quite so cold. I do want to do the hospital on the hill there in West Virginia. Otherwise, we're looking at some places in Iowa, Nebraska, Minnesota. We just went to the Boyd House, which was our first trip ever to Minnesota. And that was a lot of fun. Those people up there know how to party. A town of 168. And I swear every single one of them was out front at the street dance. So anyway, we're always looking for new places. But we're getting that schedule together. We're going to start in February, as we always do, and just keep rolling right on. Like I said, we've got our health issues under control. We've got some of our family issues under control. So we're ready to rock and roll. Any last minute things we need to say? Anything we're forgetting, folks? Anything you need to know?
Just want to sum it up for us and,
Yeah, well,
just
mean,
take it.
because I'm winging it. I'm winging it tonight. I got no notes here. So, all right.
Oh,
Yep,
yes.
Been to Brumley. Been to Brumley. Yep.
Yes. Very recently.
Yeah, we were there in March, as a matter of fact. And we didn't really catch anything. We did have some pendulum activity.
Yeah.
But some of the lights that they have on at night when you're standing outside looked pretty darn spooky because the one looked like a skeleton. Remember that, Michelle? It was like a skull, and it's like, oh my God. So, yeah. Oh, sorry, Sheila. I'll give you some weekends. So anyway, folks, thank you so much again for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
There's so many other places you could be on a Wednesday night other than hanging out with us, and we really, really appreciate it. So until we see you again, just say boo.